Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harmonic Heart. We're a music blog dedicated to showcasing musicians' stories and talent. I'm your host, Chris Millette. I am grateful and excited and honored to have my friend Deatrice Clark here today.
Yes. Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. And Deatrice is our first body percussionist, so I'm going to read Deatrice's bio. As a creative, Deatrice Jeanette Clark has an obligation to share her talents with the world. Being a choreographer and body percussionist, she lives to inspire and motivate people to see their light and use it accordingly. Deatrice was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. She received her BS in Human Development from the School of Education at Howard University. Her commitment to her craft has led her to become an international touring and teaching artist, connecting with people from all across the world. These places include Canada, Jordan, Croatia, Zambia, Angola, and South Africa, and many more. It's like Deatrice's
Yes.
been all over. Hey, now. She has been able to share her talents with people of all ages, as well as people in the disabled community. She began stepping with the QuaDrew Step Team during her freshman year at Howard University. She organized the QuaDrew Step Team and has led them in many showcases. Deatrice is passionate about teaching and arts education. She has taught various step classes, camps, and residencies around the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area for various notable organizations, such as Joy of Motion Dance Center. Deatrice is currently a full-time professional dancer on her 4th season with one of the top 10 African American dance companies, Step Afrika. Yes, amazing. Very accomplished. Welcome, Dee. Welcome, Dee. So this is exciting. There's obviously so much there and a lot to unpack. I thought it'd be interesting to hear how you first got into stepping in. Yeah, just those initial first steps. Oh, no
Okay,
pun intended.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, I can just, from a child, I remember just wanting to move and liking to move and, seeing step or just being rhythm. I would tap on stuff. So I feel like I first seen step in high school, actually. So I saw my high school team and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Like, I want to do something like that. But I was doing too much in high school. I was like doing a lot of AP classes. And so I didn't really, and I was already on the dance team, like a hip hop dance team. So my mom was like, like not gonna happen. So I carried, that just love and like interest with me to college. And that's where I found the QuaDrew Step Team, and that's kind of where I, really, really got into it. As well as, when I was researching Howard, a lot of Greek organizations were started there. So that also, kind of piqued my interest in stepping.
Oh, interesting. So you were doing hip hop in high school, hip hop dance, and but it kind of piqued your interest just seeing it, and as you researched Howard, and seeing the stepping there, you were able to join the QuaDrew Step Team your freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was it like joining the QuaDrew Step Team?
Oh man, it was amazing. I feel like that was really one of the best things that happened to me, like at Howard, that just network, because I, immediately, the quad is a dorm, if people don't know, at Howard University. So it's like, you come in as a freshman and then you have all these different activities and stuff and things to do, and you can find your home in different, places in the dorm if they have activities. So definitely, you have your floor mates or whatever the case is. And then we have a thing called Rest Fest, which, at Howard, where a lot of the dorms, they'll have different teams. They have a dance team, a stroll, step, debate team, family feud, like all kind of stuff. And we'll have like a week of just activities where we go head to head, good, clean fun, right? And that's kind of where I hopped in the quad with my family with step. And for me, that experience was awesome because that's kind of where I guess I found my passion for it. We got to create. I'm with these wonderful, Black women who are, we have a goal and we're just trying to, achieve it. So just being in that space and creating and having fun and going through, the tough times and going through the good times and, figuring stuff out. So that experience was just amazing. And of course, I gained a family from it and a network that is just undeniable.
Wow, wow. And I know that that group you mentioned they're hard workers, and all of your hard work paid off. Your team won that
Yes.
step competition at the end of the year. So
We
that's amazing.
surely did.
Hey, we found that. And I know you all are still really close now as well.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, there's a couple of us who, fallen off,
Oh yeah,
but
that's
it happens. It
right,
happens.
of
But
course.
for the most part, we are very, very close.
Hmm. Yeah, here at Harmonic Heart, we really care about just hearing people's stories. One of my mentors, Dior Ashley Brown, she's a hip hop artist and musician here in the
Right.
DC area. And she is a big advocate of Black women being able to tell their stories and have them highlighted. So that's something that, I care about. And so, here, I just want to provide a space for you to be able to kind of give us the checkpoints that you see of your stepping journey and kind of how you see it's progressed from the beginning to where you are now.
Right. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. So you started with quad Drew,
Mm,
and
Yeah.
then, or with the quad, and then it later you came back and helped to bring the quad Drew together.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. So with that, well, and this kind of, just leads into the steps. But the reason why I started the QuaDrew Step Team was because of an organization or a dance company called Step Africa, which
Hmm.
I'm a part of now. So
Oh, yes,
but
excellent.
yeah, they had Step Africa. We still do them, but we had a program called Step Explosions, where Step Africa they step in all 8 wards of DC. So we'll do basically community service. We'll do a show here, a show there, a show there, and then some of the events were showcases. So while I was in college, they were looking for different step teams from Howard, from anywhere really across the DMV area. So when I heard about it, I was like, well, y'all want to do this? Because I knew where my head was.
Mhm.
So we got them together and really, we just kind of like remix steps from each teams and kind of, put stuff together. But yeah, definitely after the quad, like right after my freshman year, it really set off my sophomore year. I feel like
Mhm.
we started just doing those competitions. So it was kind of like nonstop. And then, of course, teaching here and there in little places like of course with my network with the quad we have some teachers in the network, so sometimes we'll go to after school programs or to their kids and like teach a little step class and do a little community service and stuff like that.
Yes, and I know teaching is a big passion of yours. So how has that grown and developed?
Oh yes, so I mean I feel like it grows every time I'm in the classroom.
Mm.
Like every time I'm with and then I'm not in a traditional classroom, mind you, right? I'm teaching dance. Even though I do love being in a traditional classroom as well. So it's really seeing like my vision come to life. You know what I'm saying? So and being able to help somebody who may not know stepping, or maybe it may be their first time stepping and they don't feel like they got the rhythm, or they feel like they
Mm.
can't do whatever. And
Mhm.
it just brings me joy
Yeah.
to see them from the bottom level up to to the final project, to the end. So
Mm.
I think that every time I teach, it just bubbles inside.
Wow. And what have been some highlights of your stepping career?
So definitely, I mean, quad was the first highlight, right? Because that's where it's. I mean, that's even where I feel like I found my confidence in stepping. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, going that was my first time stepping and like really being on a step team. Like we're from LA, and it's like not really HBCU. Like it's maybe some step teams, but it's like the culture isn't there. So being in that space with my sisters and at Howard was definitely a highlight. Then of course with QuaDrew, taking them into showcases, because once we started with Step Afrika, we started getting offers to do other things. So we were able to perform like at, you know, at homecoming. They'll have some educational events during the week before, you know, the real stuff. So we got to, you know, showcase at some of those things. And then there were other little step shows around the DMV area that we got to do. So that was really, really fun. Coming into, you know, just seeing where I fit in the realm, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, after I graduated, or so many things, because Step Afrika is definitely the next highlight, right? Because after I graduated, I was working part-time for a year or so, and I was just teaching, being a teaching artist. I was in around the DMV with different organizations teaching until I did audition for Step Afrika and made it into Step Afrika. And then that's kind of when it was like, you know, because it's like, this is the real deal. This is professional. This is it, you know. So I mean, and I'm kind of still in this space now as far as highlights. Like, I mean, I can go through that part of my journey because, I mean, I've been able to go I've done so many shows, you know, and they kind of all run together. But I've been to maybe like at least I feel like at least 50 cities each year nationally.
Oh, wow, 50
Yeah,
cities.
so and sometimes it will be split up. We'll have two teams. So we're on a national, I'm usually on a college tour. So we kind of go to different colleges and, you know, perform, and that's great and awesome. So that's definitely a highlight, being able to see the world and see America, and, you know, just seeing, you know what I'm saying, and being in those spaces. And also, of course, traveling international has been the ultimate highlight and just a blessing for my life, just in every single way. You know what I'm saying? So I think those have definitely been my highlights. Also, in figuring out kind of what I want to do, I feel like my whole journey kind of has pushed me to where I am now. So just all those little things,
Yes. Wow. You know, before we were talking, and you mentioned by doing the college tours, there was another element of being able to teach, and that being really rewarding for you. And then I would imagine that just being able to see just so many countries and other ways of life and living would be really impactful. Yeah. Tell me a bit more about how you began building up your own brand and doing your own choreography, content, and videos, and those sorts of things.
Yes. So I've always, excuse me, I've always created, you know, I've always, like, even especially after freshman year going back home, I would just make videos of me stepping. They were not good, but videos nonetheless. And I feel like I've just been, you know, from that point, I was like, okay, well, I like to do this. And I, you know, I like my full-time job, but I know that eventually I want to have my own brand. I want to have my own stuff, right? I'm still young. Like, this is very, very fun. I'm very grateful, but I know that eventually I want to move forward. So I feel like last year we were on tour, and I was just decided I want to do a concept. I was like, I have to do a dance. Like, I was listening to some Beyonce. Excuse me, my throat. But listening to Beyonce, I got inspired. We were about to go to Houston. I was like, oh, we got to do a video, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So that's kind of where it started. And I was just like, I just have this idea and this vision, and I want to try something. I want to try it. So right after I posted that video, one of my castmates sent me an Instagram challenge, or like competition, from a choreographer named Jaquel Knight, which is Beyonce's choreographer. So it's kind of like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And he does like a choreographers competition every March. It's called March Madness, right? So it was literally, I don't know, it was crazy how it happened. So I seen the competition, and she told me about it. She was like, I think you should enter. And I was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. And I got convinced, or I just, you know, thought, well, why not? You know, what's there to lose? So I made my, entry video to that. And then from there, it really pushed me into like creating a choreo because I got entered into the competition, right? So once you're in it, then they'll give you a challenge. You have 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 days to do it, record it, and then submit it, right? So it's like,
Right. That's right.
pumping them out, okay?
Right.
But it's giving me content, which is amazing. And it really also kind of showed me that like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And the people like what I'm doing. And I don't feel like, because you don't know as an artist and as you're sensitive about your stuff. You feel like, oh, maybe this is good, but you're looking for that outside validation of really, is this gonna hit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I definitely it was a push from doing those choreography videos. So once I did that, and I didn't win the competition, but I still felt like, okay, well, I can still put stuff out. I can still do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely, I feel like being in that competition gave me, I guess, the idea or I guess the drive or motive to do stuff for myself. You know what I'm saying? So just putting out the art for the art. So after that, I put out a couple of, just videos that I've done. If we have dancers, people want to join, we'll come, we'll film it. If I have an idea. So I kind of just been running with that. So I'm starting, my brand stuff, and hopefully it will all, come together.
Yes. I hear that. That makes sense, that having that competition to push you, and it kind of took you through the steps of doing your own content multiple times and kind of getting that under your feet. And they're always really, well, the production's high quality, and then it just further emphasizes your steps and choreography. So yeah, it is exciting to watch. So
Thank you.
yeah. And I know that you are kind of starting your own, kind of branching out as well, and you're doing your own content, but you're also looking to do your own teaching. Is that correct? Like your own.
Yeah, so definitely all like trying to build, another other streams of income and like side hustles. Like I still want to do the things that make me happy outside of, my full time. So yes, I'm planning on, starting a website, which will be like for booking, for like choreography purposes, for teaching classes, whatever. I can do it all. And also for me to sell choreography. So like these videos that I've been coming up with, I know I get a lot of inquiries of like, oh, are you teaching this? Or, oh, I want to learn this, or, stuff like that. So I'm like, well, let me give the people what they want.
Right. I see. You got to.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I see. Okay. So interesting. Yeah. So that sounds like where you're looking,
Mhm.
and just really incorporating everything, all the things that you love to do.
Right.
Um,
Basically, just
yeah.
me, just giving them me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Is there anything else you want the people to know?
Well, they can follow me on
Oh, yeah.
Instagram at Figure It Out Sis, all one word.
Follow,
And
follow.
yep.
Yep. Follow Figure It Out Sis for great stepping content. Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
hmm
And that will also
And
be my website domain. So it's under maintenance right now. If you go on the website, it'll say under maintenance. But I plan to launch it at the end of this month, the beginning of August. So you can keep an eye out for that.
all right, all right. Yes. So Instagram, the website.
Mm.
Um, let's see. Do you have others? Do you have like a YouTube, or are we
So
focused on Instagram?
I do have a YouTube. It will be at the same handle, Figure It Out Sis. But I don't have too many things up there yet. So as I'm building, that will be building as well. So if you go on my YouTube, you will be able to see my choreography videos. Some of them are already on my Instagram, and then I'll have some reels and stuff up there as well. And on my website, since it's all me, it'll be like a blog also. So maybe on my YouTube channel, I may be kind of mixing, whatever vlogging I'm doing
Mm.
onto that as well. So yeah, keep an eye out for that and projects. that are dropping soon.
Yes, very soon. All right.
Very, very soon.
Sweet. Yes, everybody follow D at Figure It Out Sis to stay connected with updates and the latest. You won't be disappointed.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, D, so much for joining us here.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love it. I love what you're doing, Chris. I think this is awesome. Keep it up. Like, this is it's great. And I feel it. I feel the heart. Okay.
Harmonic Heart. Yes. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad and happy. And yeah, it was lovely talking with you.
Awesome.
Sweet.